This is the true story
Not in 5 years.
of 4 bitter boys
It's in the title.
picked to do a podcast and have their conversations taped
Well, that was the question. What the hell did you do?
to find out what happens when people stop being polite
Well, okay. What can you do for me?
and start getting bitter. This is BBP.
You could suck on my BBP. Oh!
What a way to start the show.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Let's see.
Welcome back.
We've got the usual crew here this
Yes.
week.
Kinda.
We've got
Our buddy.
I see everybody here. I don't know.
Our buddy.
Yeah. Right there. Right
I'm
there.
totally going to pick on that thing all night.
Well, okay. Should probably do that in private. But,
I can't reach.
oh, boy.
Can't reach too far. Too far away.
Yeah, that was too far.
That was.
That was too far.
There's no such thing on this show.
I was saying, this show, there's no such thing.
So we missed last week.
We did
We
miss
did.
last week.
I don't remember why.
Because nobody had any ideas. So that's why.
Is that why we didn't do it last week? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, what are we going to talk about?
Oh.
Let's just watch baseball.
But we're here right now.
We are here right now. Well, I mean, we are here right now because we are going to get into. This is like Patrick's.
This is Patrick's
senior
Christmas.
Ball.
Yeah.
It's his Christmas.
It's my Disney vacation.
It's his Disney
Yeah.
vacation. We are on the eve of one of the
The
biggest
road to WrestleMania.
Technically,
Yeah.
boys, it started today because I've already watched one event on WWE Live. And there's another one currently going on right now. That
They're
I'm
doing
missing.
an event right
And you're
now?
missing it.
I am missing it to
Wow.
be here, kids.
Don't we feel
That's
privileged?
dedication right there.
I kind of feel like
something.
this
I
this road to WrestleMania is just gonna like end on a bridge that isn't finished yet. Kind of like Speed, where the bridge is kind of
Oh, yeah, there's nothing there?
there's
Just
nothing
kinda falls
there,
off the end?
or we're just gonna go straight into a wall because I really don't know what they're doing this year.
I can't tell if you're talking about like Taking Speed or the Keanu Reeves movie.
I think he's talking about the movie.
Take your pick.
Okay, because one I can relate to, and the other one.
They're both equally bad.
So it's kind of like that Metallica song.
Drugs
So
are bad.
There's a
Bad.
light at the end of the tunnel, and you're not sure if it's a freight train or not.
Oh, I don't even think that's giving him too much credit. A freight train.
So I think what we're gonna do is because Mr. Bitter is not here today, we're gonna sneak in some Disney talk,
Woo!
Yes, you guys are.
and then
Disney.
we are probably, unfortunately, gonna go down the entire card of WrestleMania. What is this? What number are we on?
34. I just had to ask.
34. Okay.
I didn't know.
And it's in
New Orleans.
the Big Easy.
It's New Orleans,
Is
not
that-
New Orleans.
Is that what it's called? Is that New Orleans?
The Big
Yeah,
Sleazy.
So if now, do they have something planned? I mean, we'll get into this a little bit later, but do they have something planned for Big E in the Big EZ? Because if not, that's a missed opportunity. That's just.
But he's
dropping
not
the
from
ball.
New Orleans.
New Day
doesn't
is
matter.
usually pretty good about that stuff. So
Okay.
probably.
All right.
They're in that tag match.
They are.
Well, we'll get to that. Let's
fighting
pay
for
some
Memphis.
bills first.
And we gotta
Oh,
pay the
okay.
bills.
So, I've got a trip planned coming up pretty soon, and Corey as well. It's sooner than me.
I was going to, but tax money sucked this year.
Thanks, Trump. Even though
I actually got a little more because of that, but we didn't get as much as we thought we were getting this year.
well, yeah,
New tax bracket.
Well,
Because
clearly this house, you're definitely in a new tax bracket. There, Mr. Richie Rich, Mr.
Not me.
I'm forgetting the common man.
Not this guy.
No,
No.
was all the wife.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Not me. You
So
kidding
you're,
me?
so you're one of them beta.
You know
guys.
where I work. I won't say on here, but you know where I work.
So you're saying you're a trophy husband?
Oh,
Damn right. I mean, look at this.
well.
Too bad he can't win one. Save his life. So we're going down to the Walt Disney World Land and Resort. Corey, when are you going?
End of June.
End of June. Oh, so you're gonna be there for the grand opening?
No.
Are you gonna miss it?
The weekend before, I'll be there. Weekend before Toy Story Land opens.
Soft opening, maybe.
I'm hoping.
Doubtful.
But I'm going down for a couple weeks. Visit my folks, bring my daughter down, and we're gonna go over and spend a weekend over at Disney. And I looked at it, and it's like, as much as I would love to, I don't want to be there during that
opening.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
there that day that it opens.
I mean, I haven't read too much into it, so I was actually watching some videos before even Corey got here, and I was watching the Toy Story like land being built and the Imagineers talking about it.
Right.
Is there only 2 rides being built?
2 new rides, correct.
Just Slinky Dog and then the alien spinning thing,
right,
which is basically a giant teacups.
No, it's the same ride that's over at Disneyland, California Adventure.
The one that kind of skips around, right?
With the Cars Land, with the tractors.
And then the Slinky Dog's just a kiddie coaster. Like I thought it was going to be expanding, and
it's a little bit longer. It's probably a step down from Mine Train.
It's about Barnstormer.
Yeah,
like
right. Probably a little bit.
It looks a little bigger than Barnstormer.
A little more extreme than Barnstormer.
Right.
But probably a step below like Mine Train or Big Thunder.
Right, exactly. It looks long. It looks big. It looks real big.
But they really should have innovated with that. You think it's Slinky Dog. Slinky Dog expands and contracts.
I think it was a matter of wanting to get the suspension done quicker, so they went with a known coaster type as opposed to trying to do something innovation like they're going to do with the Guardians coaster.
Yeah, they should have done it with
stuff coming out on that. Yeah. It looks like it's going to be something special.
I mean, Slinky Dog would have been such a cool ride if it was.
You're like already shitting on it. It's not even out yet.
And that
man, Jesus.
Well, I'm just saying because you look at Toy Story. You look at Toy Story Land. It's not really much like content. You know, I'm not getting a lot of. Yeah,
but the nice thing is that once that's open and once Star Wars Land is open, you're actually going to be able to ride Rock and Roller Coaster without having to run there first thing in the morning.
Oh, I get it. I mean, adding more rides is going to free up the other rides, but I still want some steak on my potato, you know? I want...
Well, listen, I mean, it's...
We're getting a huge land, and then here's your little bits of nuggets.
Yeah, but there's room for expansion down the road if they need to.
Well, that's the thing, too. It's like, I think Toy Story Land will end up encompassing more of Pixar in the future.
Well, that's what I thought they were going to do. I thought it was going to be a Pixar land, but that's Disneyland. This is Toy Story, and that's it.
I think what we might see is that when Star Wars open, they might shut down Rock and Roller Coaster, and I've heard possibility of retheming that after Monsters Inc. Reskinning it.
Oh yeah,
I've heard them talk about the rumors of changing Rock and Roller Coaster. I've heard it changing to different bands. At one point, I heard like One Direction. I'm like, God no.
Well, what they did in what was it, Paris? They changed it over to Avengers, right? Or they're in the process of doing that. So it'd be really nice if they could get a deal worked out with Universal to get some of those properties back and be able to do stuff on this coast.
I just don't know if Universal would ever.
I don't think they will, but that would be really nice.
You never know.
I heard a rumor of Black Panther being introduced into Disney World somehow, but
well, I think there was a rumor that if the new Pandora movies flop,
which
could happen, they may change Pandora Land into the Black Panther world because it's an easier transition.
Yeah, I honestly
do that.
I could see them kind of transforming that into Wakanda.
Yeah, exactly. The wife is saying that they did a soft open for Pandora, so you might have a shot.
But didn't they do a soft opening for Pandora like a couple months before?
I think just leading up to.
Oh, I thought it was like a month or two. Maybe not, I don't remember.
But I mean, Pandora's okay.
I've yet to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it at night. The Flight of Passage ride is amazing.
Yeah, I mean that ride is worth it. If you do nothing else in the Pandora area.
I love Animal Kingdom. I'm boring.
You do? I don't know, man. Like that's a tough park for me.
Why?
Because it's a much more relaxing park.
Yeah.
And I am not a relaxer. I can't relax.
Yeah, but it's not a relax. It's not like you're sitting at a poolside. There's still a few rides that are worth riding.
The last time we were there, the wife wasn't feeling well, so she went home, and it was just me and my daughter walking around the park. And like we went to Dinoland and we went to Pandora and all this stuff.
I usually skip
And
Dinoland.
And then there's not much for her to do because of the height requirements that are on most of the stuff.
Well, she should be better this year.
Well, this year, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, after, like, around 1 o'clock, we're like, I don't know if there's anything else for us to do here.
It's not an all-day park, which is why they added all the Pandora stuff, was to make it an all-day park.
I mean, when we were there last November, though, my wife wasn't feeling too well, so she went back, and Penny and I just used the app and was able to get a couple more fast passes for Flight of Passage, and we just kept riding that, and we were able to make it through the end of the day to see our lights. So.
And I always do the park hopper. I don't think I've ever once in all my trips to Disney spent a full day in any park. I always make every trip a half day. I do lunch in one park, I do dinner in another.
We usually skip the park hoppers, and we just make every day a full day.
I don't, because the problem when you do that is you're at the mercy of everything going on in that park. So if you go to an Epcot a day where 18 schools are doing, those field trips or the chorus trips and all that, you're stuck there.
Right.
Yeah, but
I've done that where we've gone to Epcot and we've seen that. We walk in and we're like,
I will say though, having planned numerous trips in the last few years, that I think that if you have a good enough plan, it doesn't matter how busy it is. I would be confident going on the busiest day of the year if I had a plan and had time to prepare for it, that I would be able to get done what I want to get done.
I would still get the stuff done, but I don't.
Well, you also have to go in with the right mindset. Like if you know you're going in on the busiest day of the year, you know you're going to be dealing with more people. Where if you go in unprepared for that, you're going to be miserable, like this guy at Disney.
Because I plan accordingly. Where if I get off the bus and I'm like, this ain't happening today. I'm going to go to Animal Kingdom. I'll come back later.
We've got our plan, and it doesn't matter when we show up and there's twice as many people than I was anticipating. I have my plan, and I'm just going to push through and make the best of it.
But that's why I always take it a half day, because you can only do so much with the fast passes. Like if I want to ride Soaring twice and it's a super busy day, I'm not waiting 3 hours for it.
I will say though, now that you can get the 4th and 5th and whatever within the app on the phone, it's not where you.
But can you get the premium ride again?
Penny and I rode Flight of Passage 4 times on same day once on a regular fast pass, 3 more times on a same day fast pass.
Oh.
The best is you just scan that badge, and then while you're in line, you can just pick your next one.
So once you scan in,
because every time I try to do Soaring, it's like you can't. It's all gone.
Actually, what we do, we go we're right there at rope drop, and in the first hour and a half, 2 hours, we don't do any fast passes because you can just get in and out of stuff. But after we scan in our first fast pass about 10:30, as soon as you scan in, I start looking for a sooner time for my second fast pass. And once you scan in there, and then you get through your first 3 fast passes by moving them up like that, and then you're just fast passing all day,
all the way through. What's your favorite ride, Patrick?
That one. I have no idea.
That one.
I've never been. I don't have it.
Have you been on Soaring since they've updated?
Yes.
How's the music? Different.
It's similar,
but not the same.
It's not the same.
Listen, you can never go home again.
What I would really love to see, though,
that's the saddest part.
What I would really love to see is since they have the 3 theaters, is if they could put the old film in one theater and give you the option.
That's what I would like.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you couldn't.
Right.
So Patrick,
yo, what up? Oh, hold on, let me get my Chris mode. God, we're Disney Talk, guys. It's for you, Chris.
So do you watch the Disney movies?
A few. Yeah, I mean, I watched some, but not not.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
I don't know.
Putting that on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question, because I like quite a few of them, but I don't have like a favorite. I mean, but I don't have favorites either. So, like, Toy Story was good, right? I mean, I liked it. I didn't watch a third one yet. I watched 1 and 2.
Okay, well, just get a box of tissues before you do.
Well, that's kind of what I've heard.
Yeah.
I didn't like the second one.
No?
Not even the collector in you?
Why not?
Did not like it.
Is it a particular reason, or just?
I didn't like what's her name there?
Jessie.
Yeah, absolutely hated it.
Really?
What, you don't like empowered women?
No, I just hated the character, and the actress that does her voice,
Joan Cusack.
so annoying.
Yeah, she does have that kind of grating voice. If you,
The worst is that goddamn Sarah McLachlan song in the middle of the goddamn movie. You're like, come on, where are the puppies?
you like Amy.
Well, if it was Disney, they're in a box floating down the river. And
That's fair.
I think they're. What did I just watch? I was like, holy crap, that was kind of just Disney-ish. That was what movie I was watching. I gotta remember.
Was it an actual Disney movie?
I think so. Where I was just like, dude, that was just classic Disney. Like,
Rip your soul out?
no, I know what it was. It was Rapunzel's short stories, and it was the lizard. What's his name?
Pascal.
Yes, and it was his story, and he's sitting there as a little baby gecko or lizard, just with his mom.
Chameleon.
And then they get chased by this snake, and like they get to the edge of like a waterfall and she realizes, oh crap, we have nowhere to go. She like throws him over to save him, and then she kind of like hops back in the grass. You see the snake, lightning crashes. I'm like, what?
So Pascal has the traditional Disney story.
So like as he's like flowing down the river, he sees this whole thing happening. Oh, big old eyes. I'm like, holy crap, man, that's so Disney. Gonna take out the mom.
Just rip your soul out.
Yeah, and I was like, this is like a 15-minute short, like the backstory of Pascal, and I was like, that was horrible. So
Like,
sad.
is this on the channel or was this like on a extra? On a
No,
DVD
this is on the Disney Junior channel even.
They just want to mess kids up.
Apparently. Hey, get
But that's
used
the
to it,
thing.
kid.
Like, do you think the kids get that, or do they just see like, bright colors, story?
They get it, but I don't think emotionally they get it because they don't give you enough with the character. That's where they least do that.
Right.
They don't get you totally invested with the mother, obviously, or Bambi's mom. The one that they do, and to this day, like I don't really. I mean, it's a little over exaggerating, but I don't really care to watch it. Is Lion King? Like, you know, Mufasa. And like he gets straight up murdered in the middle of it in front of his kid.
You know,
and you're like, wow, like that's straight up like premeditated murder going right there.
You know what's amazing is that scene never really registered with me.
No,
even to this day, like I get why people find it as sad as it is.
Dude, it was dark.
But
I have your paws,
like,
long live the king, and throws you like
if you
your
follow
death.
If you follow the previews and you know what the story is going in, obviously he has to go for Simba to become the king.
Yeah,
so
but
it's almost like you're expecting it.
But they get you
it's
so
not that big.
But they get you vested in Mufasa, and it's not like Bambi where you see her jump and then you see the bang and you know what happened, or the Pascal one where you see the snake Pascal. whatever like you know you don't see it.
Is part of it the fact that Mufasa is Darth Vader's voice?
No, it's not that. but it's like straight up you see the details. You see the details of a premeditated murder. He whispers in his ear and then you see him throw him.
And there was a jolly song around it too.
I mean, the only thing you didn't get was like the violent splatter of Mufasa at the end. Like,
that's on the director's cut.
Right. So that one always kind of bugged me.
See, that didn't bother me, but like the newer stuff, like I don't know if I'm gonna go do another Pixar movie, just because
they know how to hitch in the fields.
And it's like they figured out what the formula is, and they just keep on goddamn doing it over and over and over again. Even something like what was that one? Inside Out with the emotions and stuff like that.
I haven't seen that one yet. I know. So you know how they could have done Mufasa and it would have been okay if he was down there, huh?
Make him a Rasta.
Well, no. But if like he was down in this stampede, saved Simba or whatever, but it was like all premeditated, and by saving Simba he cost himself his life, even though the whole thing was like premeditated, and then have Scar go down there as, you know, he's dead, don't show him obviously, and have him do his little monologue, you know.
Yeah.
That would have been a little better. Not a straight up murder in a slow motion, I'm falling to my death. Die Hard
yeah, but
style.
then you got to do, but it worked so well for the the playback at the end where he's going to do the same thing to Simba, and he's like, "I killed your father," and he's just
but
like,
you still could have done that. I mean, you didn't have to mirror it. It still would have had the same effect.
I don't think so.
I killed your father. And then he jumps up. I mean, it still would have been all right.
And then you're like, why didn't Mufasa do that?
Well, that's
Because he's not as young as nimble as Simba
that's
was.
fair, yeah.
I don't know.
and you learn from your father's mistakes, right?
Well, he didn't actually see it happen.
Oh, okay.
I will say,
He was down there avoiding getting trampled.
even though I didn't get that emotional connection when watching The Lion King, when they put the goddamn audio from where Simba is, grown up and meets Rafiki, and then he looks in the reflection, and then he talks to his father, and his father does that amazing monologue. They put that in the goddamn fireworks show in Happily Ever After, and boy, does it get me every single time.
So that gets you.
I'm like, son of a bitch, why do you do that to me, Disney?
I'm starting to think it's just fireworks.
Well, yeah, I get a little emotional.
I remember.
It's the projections on the castle and the fireworks.
It's so beautiful.
Dude,
It's just-
this guy was almost in tears for the Star Wars one the first time he saw it.
The first show. The new show
Not so much.
is not as good.
No, but that first one, because I was there for that one. And he was like,
During Star Wars back when they had Star Wars weekends,
which is way better.
which was way better, that fireworks show
Was amazing.
There may have been a tear or two.
That was. I mean, and it's not even because it was Star Wars. I mean, yeah, that gives it the little extra oomph, but it was the best fireworks show that I've seen at
now
Disney.
with the projections and the lasers and it's cooler, but the emotion's not there. It's not the same.
That first one,
That's good.
Symphony in the Stars,
Why do you think
amazing.
that is? Like they took that
Because I
went to
think
that.
they focus too much on the technology.
Well,
And-
and I think by doing more projections and less fireworks, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cheaper, and then they don't have to go 100% up here while the scenes are kind of going down there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't chintz out. Don't get me wrong; it's still Disney.
no,
It's still a
that.
good show.
Yeah, but it's just.
I mean, I never got to see Symphony in the Stars live. I've seen it on YouTube, but
Amazing.
Is never forget it.
I've seen it twice.
Never forget it.
I'm sad that the fact that they got rid of Star Wars weekends and they're like, oh, but it's all year. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, you knew for those 5 weekends, if you went that weekend, you are going to see someone who was involved in it some way, shape, or how. You know, whether it was Peter May who come in.
I wouldn't be surprised though that once the land opens, if they don't do something similar to bring in people.
Probably.
I don't know, or did they even stretch further away? Because now they're like, well, now we just gave you a whole land.
Well, they got the celebration they do now. I don't think there's any special guests with that though. I don't think so.
I mean, people would line up outside Hollywood Studios at 3 in the morning and they would have a little kiosk outside that you could go up and say who you wanted to get the meet and greet.
Yeah.
And you had to be there early for it, or else you weren't going. Lion King wrecked your wife, apparently.
And she says best fireworks ever.
They were.
They were the best fireworks
They were
ever.
the best fireworks ever.
But
so good. You missed it.
So good.
He misses everything. He's never been. I don't understand how you've never been
I know.
to Disney.
Just take what you loved. Imagine Bret Hart music and Shawn Michaels and Macho Man music with fireworks and lasers, and then it hits you in that feels.
the
It just brings you
the
back.
finale of WrestleMania 12 with fireworks in the sky. Think of that.
But synced up.
So modern day WrestleMania, but with
No, they just
do
throw
a
up
lot.
fireworks.
Yeah.
It's just a big vomit in the sky. Of pyrotechnics.
Is that what
cannot do
WrestleMania is, a vomit in the sky?
It's a vomit in the book sheet, isn't it?
Well, that's fair.
I mean, but going back to Happily Ever After, how do you feel about that compared to what Wishes was?
I loved Wishes. I was a big fan of to the point where I'm at home listening to the soundtrack of Wishes.
Is Happily Ever After what's currently going?
Correct.
Okay.
Happy-
I think I liked Wishes better.
Happily Ever After is so much better than Wishes.
It is.
It's. Have you seen it live? Happily Ever After.
I did, but I thought Wishes was better. Is this one better? Because we watched it from California Grill.
Oh yeah, no, you've got to see it on Main Street.
I try
Happily
not
Ever
to.
After. Why not?
Because
Just
I don't want to deal with that crowd.
Well, you
Usually
just-
when the fireworks were going in
You
Magic
gotta
Kingdom
get
is when I'm riding things.
You got to get the spot right behind the center garden
Mm-hmm.
there, so that all you have in front of you is a rail, and then you've got a perfect prime viewing
and Walt
spot.
Disney's statue, right?
Well,
we-
you go to a little bit left of Walt, okay?
We usually splurge and do
The dessert party?
a dessert party, which they have one where you go up to Tomorrowland Terrace and do the dessert party, and then they have a reserved spot out in the garden.
Oh, in the garden.
In the hub.
Oh, nice.
So that's what we did last trip, and I mean, it was worth I think it was like 130 for the three of us.
Legit,
Okay.
that's when I go and ride the rides.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
the-
it's worth it to see that show.
that show is
least one.
amazing.
I mean,
It's
seeing them
really
from
good.
California Grill is nice too, because they have the music synced up enough. Because it's Disney, they do their homework.
Right.
Where you're hearing it as the fireworks are going, because there's that delay you're going to get being that
Right.
far away, but they compensate for that with the music. So
Oh,
the music
nice.
still hits as the
The
fireworks,
fireworks
are going off.
yeah. I mean, the only thing I don't like about Happily Ever After is like there are some songs in there that I'm like, why would you do like the Hunchback of Notre Dame stuff? It's like just forget that.
Yeah, I've never saw that one either.
Just that's
skipped that
history.
one.
We don't need to relive.
Right.
Let's just get rid of that movie. But for the most part, that show is fantastic.
You know, you think of like as big of a Disney fan as I am, and I've seen so many movies. There's probably
actually like
more.
it?
There's probably more movies that I haven't seen
Uh-huh.
than I have, because
Well,
they pump out so many that even though like the
Well, you got to
straight
get
to
that
video. and
that Disney network that's going to come out here, pal.
That's next year, right?
I'm going to now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're going to drop Netflix and pick up the Disney.
I'm going to
Streaming
go
service.
month to month.
Are you?
When there's Marvel coming out, I'll pick up Netflix. When I watch that series, I'll drop it, pick Disney back up. Because there's not all that much that I watch on there anymore. It's really just the Marvel. Every now and then I'll find something on
Yeah,
there.
I mean, like there's a couple things like if the next season of Stranger Things or something like
right.
that.
And then I'll pick it back up, watch it, or don't even bother. I mean, there's other ways, as we know.
What do you mean? What are you trying to say?
But I'm excited for the.
Buy the DVDs. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
since they announced, I mean, not to jump into Star Wars, but you know when they
Come on,
announced,
Star
when they
Wars,
announced
pal.
Force Awakens, that excitement of all right, you know, we're gonna have something new. I had hopes for J.J. Abrams. He didn't bomb it, but you know, I had that excitement, and then this last one kind of ruined everything for me. And then they gave Rian Johnson his own trilogy coming up, and I'm just like,
Have fun with that, pal.
yeah, like I don't care. They announced Solo. I'm like, I don't care. But then they announced who was doing the live action Marvel style Star Wars, and I got excited.
And that is?
No, you guys don't know? John Favreau.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I forgot about that.
Now that you say it, it like rings a bell. But
Yeah, and you know John Favreau, Iron Man
Should I?
1.
Okay.
He wrote. Did he write and direct? I know he directed. He wrote it.
I don't
Or
think
he was
wrote it.
part
I'm
of
not sure if he might have been.
He might,
part of the
yeah, he
writing
might have
team,
had his
But he was definitely the director.
Dip-
But he's been involved in a lot of the Marvel movies.
dipped his quill in it, as they say.
And some will say that Iron Man 1 was maybe the best Marvel movie.
it's damn
It's
good.
the argument. It's the argument is
It's
there.
damn good. Like it's a solid flick.
So that got me excited again for Star Wars when that happened.
Actually, the guys that are the writers and driving force behind Game of Thrones.
I see they're
once
getting
that's
something
wrapped
too.
Up, they're supposed to be getting their own, at least one movie, if not multiple.
Yeah, they're doing the movies, but I'm the live action Star Wars
That's me tapping
on what?
on the movies.
I haven't fully tapped, but I'm in the rear naked choke gasping for air right now.
I'm just gonna stay out of it because we already did 2 hours of this, and I don't have the strength to sit through it anymore.
It takes a lot to tap, but the live action, I mean, if they do something
I
like
will,
Knights,
I will watch the original 3 till the end of time.
Darth Revan.
Well, if they get there, they get there.
If they do that,
I don't think they're going to. Like, it's been there to do Knights of the Old Republic at this point. They've had so many opportunities to either take it to TV.
but you got a whole trilogy coming up.
I
You
mean, I
have
guess.
the Game of Thrones guys doing. I don't remember how many they said that they were going to do. They
said-
told them they were going to have
said-
their own story.
They said multiple. They didn't
Right.
say it's definitely going to be a trilogy, but they didn't say it's going to be more or less than 3.
And then you got a live action
You got another.
going.
Filoni's already working on another cartoon.
I don't want a cartoon. I know they're
for
good.
you. It's for the kids.
Well, no, I know they're good,
No, I mean-
and I've checked out a little of all of them, but I'm not as invested in those as I would be like a live action character. It's the same with like the Marvel stuff. Like some of those Marvel movies and DC movies, the animated ones are great.
Oh, some of them are fantastic. Yeah.
But I don't like when one comes out. I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna go watch it. Mm-hmm. But you know, DC movie comes out or a Marvel movie comes out.
Wait till Zoe's a little bit older, because that's what Penny and I do. Star Wars Rebels is like an event in our house.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of like that halfway meeting point. All right, listen, I'm done watching Puppy Dog Pals. Let's watch. All right, I'll watch Star Wars Rebels with you. Like, it's a halfway meeting point.
We'll see. The Star Wars Foundation has been shaken, but at the same time, we've got the land coming up. Which have you seen any of the stuff coming out about the rides for the Star Wars land?
I saw a couple of the screenshots that were supposedly part of the on-ride experience.
Right,
the Falcon ride.
For the Falcon ride? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see the Galaxy's Edge west before we're going to see east.
I've gotten a bit of information about what they're calling the Battle Attack ride, and it looks freaking cool. Like,
see, I haven't seen anything. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen anything for it.
From what I've spoilers if you don't want to hear
spoilers.
Cover and this is
there really spoilers?
Rumor spoilers. So the fuck
people will get
actually
upset.
True.
Man.
But
I don't think so.
From what I understand,
Well, how many people watch it?
and what I've seen so far,
6 because we're talking Disney.
it consists of 2 different show buildings. So the first building you go into is where you become part of the Rebel Alliance and you get your mission,
Okay.
so to speak. And then you walk from
Is Bruce Pritchard calling? No. Oh.
and then you walk from one building to another building to where you are shuttled up to a Star Destroyer.
Okay.
And everything takes place inside the Star Destroyer.
Okay.
And then I've seen aerial photos of the exit for the ride, and it looks like parts of a destroyed Star Destroyer.
Yeah, like
that
the
have
big
crashed,
engine, like
that you come out
Yep.
of. So
I saw that.
It seems like that, and they've also stated that Kylo Ren will be making an appearance in that ride.
So it sounds like at the end you take down the Star Destroyer.
Right. That seems like the thing. But it seems
cool.
like you start the first show building. You start, on the planet, and then when you move into the next building, somehow they're going to shoot you up into the Star Destroyer. So there's probably going to be some sort of an intense anti-gravity kind of
Yeah, that
thing.
will be just kind of like the Haunted Mansion where it's
like a stretch portrait kind of thing.
Yeah,
which they could do too.
you're
I'd be
not
cool
actually
with it.
going anywhere.
But I saw that and I'm like, oh, that's
I'm always leery of
Pretty cool.
things where they're like when they're talking about the hotel,
right.
and it's like this a big event and you're doing all these things, and like how do you really do like an individual type ride when there's going to be thousands and thousands of people riding it a day?
Well,
because they make it seem like it's going to be more personalized to you and the event is happening with you. Mm-hmm. But is it?
Well,
or it's going to be like Star Tours where you're in it.
but Flight of Passage,
everybody.
you're riding it with 47 other people, but it's an intimate experience on the back of your Banshee.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be using, like they had said that like when you do the Millennium Falcon ride, however well you do will affect how people will react to you in the Star Wars world that you're in. So they're utilizing the Magic Band technology to whatever score you get on the Millennium Falcon ride will get stored on your band, and then the characters that walk around will be able to read that and be able to like, oh, you're a piece of shit pilot, you suck, or like, oh,
I haven't heard any of that because that'd be kind of cool.
That's confirmed.
That's all with the immersive hotel stay where you're
right.
You check in the hotel and you get a costume to wear and you get to immerse yourself.
Can I just live there?
Yeah, why not?
Actually, I've heard that there is a maximum 2-day stay.
Yeah.
At this hotel, like it's in and out kind of.
Actually, it was like 2 or 3 that they were talking about, and that's what I said too. It's like I really want to do it, but that just seems like it's a lot of work. Like if I get there and then I do my 2-3 days and then I got to get another hotel, because I'm not only staying 2-3 days.
I'm sure they will make it seamless, because I know like if you book a split stay, like if you stay like, oh, I'm going to stay 5 days at Pop Century and then I'm going to stay 3 days at Art of Animation, you just tell them at the front desk and they move all your shit for you.
See, I didn't know people actually did that.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I'm not at the hotel long enough where I care.
No, I mean, we generally stay at the Values because the hotel is just a place to sleep.
Right.
Because
you're saving the money.
We go rope drop to fireworks every day in the park.
Mm-hmm.
We go back, but I mean, we spring for that, like usually the moderates or the deluxe, just for the fact it's shorter bus. There's not as many people waiting in the line.
Unless you're going to the Polynesian. I waited 45 goddamn minutes for a bus to the Polynesian.
I mean, we did moderate once. We did Port Orleans.
How was that?
Riverside, and it was a nice nice resort.
Riverside is nice. It's nothing great, nothing special to it.
I mean,
for the
it
price
wasn't
you pay?
worth the extra money for the fact that we're just there to sleep.
Right. We stayed at Caribbean Beach and it was awful.
Caribbean Beach is usually busier.
It was so much worse than a value resort. Like, to get anywhere took forever because they have like the basically the hotel is around a lake. So it's got like different spots around the lake, and each spot has a bus stop, but except the bus stop goes around the lake to pick everybody else up. So you're waiting an extra 25 to 30 minutes just to pick everybody else up before you go anywhere.
We were at, not Caribbean, what was the other one? That's kind of like
Coronado?
Yes, Coronado. And we're right in front of bus stop 1. So when we get there, I'm like, sweet. You know, the main...
You're always going to catch a bus.
It starts at 4.
That's what you would think. It starts at 2. So when they come in, they go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, then leave. Yeah. Yep. So that first day, we didn't
like
realize
11 buses
that.
Go
we
by
see,
and like,
every bus are like, they keep driving. You're like, you got to be kidding me. It took 3 buses to go by before we finally got on one. So from that day on, I was like, listen, we're just walk to bus stop 2.
Right.
Like, and it was a little bit of a haul from 1 to 2.
Right.
But
well, even Caribbean Beach, like to walk from where we were to the main hub just to get food or whatever, we didn't use the refillable mug because it was such a goddamn walk to get there.
Right. They do put one of those in each.
At Riverside, we stayed at the Princess rooms.
Okay, yeah.
And those are preferred. I mean, we were close to the main building, but it was still a trek.
Yeah.
And it wasn't worth going back to.
They just need to put one of those little, like the soda machines
in room?
each building. No, not even in the room, but in each section of building.
They got the things in the cup that prevent it from dispensing.
Right.
Which is funny you say that because they're doing something now at Caribbean Beach because there's so much construction going on because they're putting in the gondola system right now there. And then the entire main hub is getting rehauled. So right now for their main hub, they put up a tent for people to go in, and they have like food trucks around for your quick service. But what they've also
done, that might be pretty good.
Yeah, like it looks interesting. But what they've also done is in each of the areas, they took out all the furniture in one of the rooms and made it like a little snack shack.
That's cool
for people. And I'm like,
cool.
That's brilliant. They should do that everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot more employees. Someone's got to
come
be
on.
there for it.
I will say,
they just raised ticket prices. They can afford it.
The best day I did have, though, I went for work to a convention at the Contemporary, so we got a nice rate to stay at the Contemporary. That was nice. You know, I could walk to Magic Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that was a pain in the butt was going to Epcot because your only option is the monorail. So you have to go to the TTC and then transfer and ride the monorail to Epcot. There was no bus.
If I have the money, which we don't always, I will always do Yacht and Beach Club or Boardwalk.
Oh, to walk to Epcot?
Because Epcot is right there. Hollywood Studios is right there. And those are the 2 parks that we usually spend the most time in.
Taking those boats isn't bad either.
No, they're not. But to take the boat to Hollywood or to Epcot would be stupid because you can walk as fast as you're waiting for the boat. To Hollywood, it made a little more sense, but I mean, if it was a busier day, it's not worth that either.
It was funny. One time we were going from Epcot,
and you can see the fireworks.
Well, no, we were going from Hollywood Studios to the boardwalk, and so we get on the boat or whatever, and they're driving, and the guy's like, "Who's who?" Because the first stop is Swan and Dolphin.
Yep.
So like they go to Swan and Dolphin, and they're like, who here's for Swan and Dolphin? And like a couple people raised their hand and like, who's here for the boardwalk? And of course, you've raised your hand. Like,
just get off here.
You're
and walk
better off getting out here and walking
because they're going to stop at Yacht and Beach Club first,
yeah,
and then
exactly.
across the pond.
So I was like, oh, okay. So we get out and
it's right there.
5-minute walk, maybe.
It's right there.
If that. So that was a neat little tip.
Yeah, I mean, but unfortunately, they're all deluxe right there, so you are paying that extra. But for us, it's just the convenience was so worth it, and the pool there was kind of cool. The whole bottom of it's sand.
Oh, the sand bottom pool.
Yeah.
The creepy clown slide. Did you see that?
Which was that? Is that Boardwalk?
I think that's Beach Club.
No, Beach Club didn't have
maybe
creepy clown.
No, Boardwalk because it's carnival themed, right?
Yeah, I would imagine. But it was cool because the first time we went in the pool there, I'm sitting. We walk into the pool and they have sand there. It kind of goes right up to the pool, and I'm walking in and I'm like, oh man, these little asshole kids are throwing sand in the pool. Like, I'm thinking it's gonna like, clog up the filter and everything.
Wow, these kids put a lot of sand.
Yeah, and then I kept walking. I'm
busy.
like, all right, this whole pool is just sand bottom. This is amazing. I was like, I wish we could do that like pool here because that was just really cool.
Right.
All right.
Let's pay some bills and come back and Patrick can say something.
Sega challenges you with the ultimate video game, the Sega Master System.
Hang on!
With more accurate control, more detailed graphics, more levels of play.
Awesome!
The Sega Master System comes with power-based 2 control pads, light phaser, and 2 great video games. Hang on and Safari Hunt.
Gotcha!
And with other games like Rambo, Outrun, and Choplifter, the excitement never stops. The Sega Master System. The challenge will always be there.
It's that time of year again, and Cadbury has hatched up milk chocolate mini eggs for Easter, made with Cadbury's dairy milk chocolate. Inside the crisp sugar shell is a chunk of thick and creamy Cadbury's dairy milk chocolate. That's why mini eggs give you a chocolate experience that is so special. Although Easter isn't here yet, Cadbury's mini eggs are, so discover for yourself which comes first, the bunnies or the eggs.
3, 2, 1. We just
And we could do that, sure.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Well,
you know what? We
All
weren't ready.
right.
We weren't ready to come back. You know what? Sue us.
What?
We'll do it
No,
live.
no, there's no money.
We'll do it live.
Don't.
Oh! I forgot to.
There you go. That's correct.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
No, let me tell you, brother.
So
You will not get your payday at WrestleMania.
something's going on this weekend.
There is something going on this weekend.
So why don't you tell us all about it?
It's this event called Wrestlemania.
Never heard of
It's the 34th edition of said event.
34 years in the making.
Yeah, rank them all right now. Go ahead.
Number 1.
3, 1, 10,
You put-
21,
17, brother.
Yeah, we're 17, 19.
17.
Anyway.
12.
I don't know.
Anyways, so yeah.
7.
Big event.
Was that the run at the?
That was Hogan Slaughter and.
Oh no! What was the one in the parking lot?
9.
9.
Las Vegas.
Boy, did that.
Nevada. Caesar's Palace, baby.
Caesar's
6
Palace.
years
JR and
ago,
Toga.
we had 100,000 people. Then we do it in a parking lot in front of 25,000. That was cool.
No, 16.
It was only 16?
16,000, I think, of that one.
Jesus.
How the
right.
times have changed.
How did that happen?
Because they were bidding on WrestleMania back then.
Yeah, but how do you only get 16,000?
Well, because it was a parking lot.
Yeah, but why would you even agree to do it there?
Because it was unique.
Because they probably got paid to do it.
Yeah, it was a part of a.
I can't imagine you're
They
going
could
to
probably
make up
sell
for
the
the
tickets at a premium because there's less of them.
Well, it's also
right.
tied in like it was the Trump with the casinos in the area, so the casinos would buy them. That's why they did Trump Plaza at 4 and 5, because they sold 4,000 tickets to.
So is Trump not bidding on them anymore, so you can't have it at on the White House lawn?
Oh, well, you never know. It's not going to happen next year, but maybe 36. You never
Be the
know.
best WrestleMania.
Hair versus hair,
It'd be
too.
huge.
Yeah,
All
don't
right,
give them any ideas.
So I don't know everything going
I was
on.
just saying, does anyone actually know
to,
what's going on?
I try to dabble a little bit here and there. The problem is it's
I know
boring
some
and I fall
things.
asleep.
I mean, I don't watch it, but I've read
Skim,
some things.
read things.
So
Okay.
this page has them all in here, and,
Ranked
and
by
they
excitement
ranked them
level.
in their order of
Excitement
excitement, or whatever. I don't know.
Excitingness.
Excitingness.
Do we want to promote them? what page it is? USA
No.
Today.
No.
Yeah, they really need our plug.
Yeah.
Well, it says something up at the top. That's why.
For the win, whatever that is. It's a segment on USA Today Sports. You know.
All right,
Right,
so what's the bottom of the barrel? What's the least exciting match?
Number 14, Andre the Giant Battle Royal. This will be on the pre-show.
That is correct.
They're saying, hey, Rob Gronkowski was there last year, so maybe this year it's in New Orleans, Drew Brees.
Should we?
Not gonna happen.
Well, before we start here, we should talk about the match, and then we should make a prediction.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
So they've only announced 8 people that I know of.
Good. Let me know who I can pick from.
I know it's Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Nope. Not going to win.
Ty Dillinger. Do they have a list of people?
They do not.
Ty Dillinger, the Revival.
Why do people like the Revival?
Because they're a really good tag team. They're like a
But
throwback
are
to the
they?
old school. Yes, they are. It's
They're
just
very boring.
well. You do like old school tag teams though.
They got
like the brain, like in the vein of the brain.
They're kind of flabby.
Yeah, they're
Listen,
still really good though.
They're not.
Have you seen them versus Ciampa and Gargano from NXT?
Yeah, but is it the other two really holding the match together? Because I've seen these guys on, and listen, I haven't watched the NXT stuff, so I can't comment on that. But from what I've seen, not impressed whatsoever.
I think
they seem super indie and just generic.
All I know is people get mad that they get buried. That's all I know.
I don't see why they would get mad because they just seem like the team that's brought up to get buried.
And that's probably the reason that they got brought up, just to be
Are these the people that wear the face paint like the Road Warriors?
No, that's the Ascension.
Oh, okay.
But these guys...
No, they're literally just like Tully Blanchard and Anderson. They have the same look. They come out with the same jacket style. They
just boring. Picture the Steiner brothers.
Okay.
A foot shorter.
Okay.
And not as stiff.
Okay.
So just...
Do they still say inappropriate things on the microphone?
No.
Okay, well that's not fun.
They're really more like, they look like the Brain Busters, but they wrestle like the Midnight Express in that they have like a lot of innovative type tag team maneuvers.
They kind of remind me of like, what was that Beer
City Bruiser?
No, Beer Express. I don't know. What was that?
Oh, I don't know. Beer Money?
Beer Money, but boring.
Bobby Roode and James Storm.
Yes.
I think you've hit home that you think that they're boring. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Let's move
on. So
Andre
the Giant. Okay. So who's going to win that one?
I'm going with Matt Hardy or Bray Wyatt. Like one of them helps the other one win, kind of thing. Because like it's all basically just all the guys that are not on the show.
Okay.
Okay. All the guys who are not on the show. So I'm gonna go out and say it's going to be. Who's not on the show? Titus O'Neil.
There you go.
I believe he.
I am going a long shot.
Okay.
And I'm going.
Well,
big.
remember Mojo Rawley won last year, so there's not much more long shot than that.
I'm going Big Cass.
Oh yeah, I like that pick actually. I like that pick.
Big Cass makes his return.
I just think he's not going to be in there. He'll be later in the show.
Wins the Battle Royal.
Okay.
All right, number 13, right where it should be.
I don't get a pick. Not that I know anybody.
Go ahead, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to pass.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan.
These next ones you could.
Ric Flair. Woo!
All right. Number 13, like I said, right where it should be. Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev in a fatal four-way for the U.S. Championship.
See. Just a random, hey, we got some guys on SmackDown and they're mid-card and they're
This is like, isn't this whole card like multi-man matches?
Yes. This is just, we need to get everyone on the show. We have no story for anyone.
Everyone needs payday.
Throw it all on
so
there.
So Jinder Mahal, Randy Orton, Rusev, and
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode. Who is the current champion?
Randy Orton is the current United States champion.
Okay. Besides Jinder Mahal, this should be a decent match. Like on paper, it should be a decent match.
They're all pretty good. And Rusev's over as can be right now. Bobby's pretty over still. Orton, depending on what side of the fence you fall on with him.
Well, yeah, it depends on if he woke up on the right side of the bed or the wrong side of the bed.
I don't see Jinder taking it.
I don't either.
The fans want Rusev, so that's not going to happen.
Right.
Bobby Roode's still new. He just had it, so I don't think he's getting it back. Randy Orton's been around. He just got it not that long ago. They'll let him keep it.
I'm going to go with Rusev.
They're giving the fans what they want.
I think that they have screwed up and so bad with the promotion of this card, they're going to go fan-pleasing all the way.
Okay.
And, well, the rumor is that he got put in this match instead of the Battle Royal because he's asking to be released. And this is their way of trying to be like, no, we're really going to use you. We like you. We want you to stick around.
They don't know what to do with him.
Well, they don't. And because they want him to be a heel, and he's over as a face.
Right.
I think Bobby Roode's winning, however. So
Okay, so we got 3.
you want to go with Jinder Mahal?
I'm gonna pass.
Okay. So we got a vote for Orton, vote for Rude, a vote for Rusev, none for Jinder, which means Jinder's winning.
Probably.
All right, number 12, our buddy Cesaro and Sheamus versus Braun Strowman and mystery partner.
And here's where I think Big Cass shows up and is the partner of Braun Strowman, and they win the tag team championship.
I think that is could happen. I think it's a dumb idea.
Well, that's why I think they're doing it, though.
What I think, and I don't know shit from shit, so you can just take it up with me on that. But I think it would be smart for Strowman's partner to be someone like Gargano.
I want that to happen. That was the one. That's why I've been telling everybody that I want it to be Gargano, but I just think they're going to do something stupid.
Right.
And hey, Big Cass is coming back, and he's been forgotten.
He was a tag guy. Let's put him in with this for another tag guy.
The heel turn totally failed. Let's throw him in there.
Yeah.
We can always try to turn him against Braun and have a feud later on.
But I think like the David and Goliath tag team would be really interesting.
But here's the problem with that is Gargano's in a loser leave or if he wins, he's back in NXT.
Okay.
Match the night before, and I feel like he's winning against Ciampa, so that means he's going to be back in NXT.
Okay.
So I don't know. It depends on where they go with that.
I don't think they would do that to him anyways, because essentially, if you're bringing up someone from NXT and putting him with Braun Strowman, you're already saying this guy's not going to be a star.
Well, they're really
not
pushing
necessarily
Braun,
because
if you're going to use him like he's saying as the David versus Goliath, like the little guy,
they need someone to take the heat because Strowman can't take the heat.
Yeah, he's been killing everybody. He's already beat both these guys in singles matches, but basically handicap style.
I don't know who it's going to be. I mean, you see Big Show
taking
just
the pinfall,
resigned.
whoever it is, whoever his partner is going to be, they're taking the pinfall, and the bar, is that what they call themselves?
Yeah, the bar
will be retaining the titles.
I don't know if they retain, but I don't know if Braun gets a partner.
He definitely does. He said it a number of times. If he isn't, if the management doesn't pick his partner, he'll pick a partner, but he has to, or the match can't happen. That's
because you saw him post a picture with Bray. Bray's got nothing going,
and they mentioned that on the interview earlier today. Was that what about Bray? He's like, well, he was a mentor, but by the network, and I'll let you know. So.
Then Big Show just resigned. I could see the Elias connection for the fact that they just had their little feud.
Yep, they teased that too. They teased Big Show, Mark Henry, Elias, and Bray on the interview today.
Maybe a little Matt Hyson, right? No,
that'd be amazing. He wouldn't do
that would be amazing.
He would tell them to go fuck themselves, but which is amazing.
All right, number 11. I would put this lower because I don't have much hope for this.
Is that a pass?
I'm gonna pass.
Okay. The Women's Battle Royal.
Yep.
This is also on the pre-show.
Is this through the ropes?
No, this is a regular over the top.
Oh wow!
This is not a Divas Battle Royal. This is a Women's Battle Royal.
Another reason I don't have very
true
high
quality
hopes for it.
at its finest. I don't know who's
the Royal Rumble with the women wasn't that bad.
No, it's pretty.
I'm going with Mickie James.
There you go.
But are they going to have all of the women like they did in Royal Rumble?
It's not going to be like the Royal Rumble. I would imagine there's probably going to be a couple of NXT girls and just everybody else that's not on in matches because they only have 4 girls.
If they bring
matches.
the Asian pirate girl up, I'll be all right with watching it because that was cool.
The Asian pirate girl.
That's what she is.
That's legit.
This is this Asian girl who plays this pirate gimmick, and she was really good in the Royal Rumble. Enough so I was like, all right, I wouldn't mind seeing her up and actually on the main roster.
Okay.
I don't know how
she won the May Young Classic, so she's got that going for her.
Did she? Is she like decent in NXT?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think Sonya Deville. I think they're pushing her heavy, and they want her to win.
So Asian pirate girl and Cruella DeVille. Okay.
All right.
Oh, I didn't say she was winning. I just said I would like to see her.
Okay, well, who's your pick?
Who's your pick to win?
I don't know many of the girls.
Just pick. We're running out of time.
Kairi Sane. Right? Kairi Sane. Yes.
I'll take the Asian pirate then.
Oh no, I'm taking the Moon girl.
Ember Moon?
Yes.
Okay.
She's getting her call up.
Could be. Could possibly do that.
Because the fans like her. Who you got?
I already said Mickie James.
Okay. Number 10. Usos, New Day, Bludgeon Brothers in a triple threat tag team SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Woo!
Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, you gotta go with those guys.
I'm going Bludgeon Brothers.
Just for loyalty's sake.
I just feel like they're finally going to let them do something.
Yeah.
Give them a run.
They never won the belts, did they?
No, not as a tag team.
Not as Wyatt's. Nope.
So I think maybe this is a makeup for it. I don't know. You gonna pass?
I'm gonna pass.
All right. I scrolled too fast. This match I think is going to be very bad. But they have it at number 9, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax.
Oh.
I don't think the chemistry is going to be there for those two.
This is on
but
the main
I could
show?
Be
Yes.
I'm going to make the prediction this gets cut.
If anything gets cut, I mean,
Wait, we're not on the network. There is no cutting anymore.
No, they cut before.
Not on the network.
No,
Nope.
I thought they cut
The
like
last
2
time
years
they
ago.
cut a match was the Bellas and whatever, it was an 8-person tag. They cut back at 29 at the show.
So being this is a pay-per-view, they're not going to go to commercial like they do on the regular show?
Well, it's on the network, so there's
the
commercials.
network does network commercials now. Yeah, it's pretty.
They
cool.
have the commercials for their own product. Self-promotion.
Well,
and a couple sponsored
because
products.
the people watching don't know what's on the channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they do that because they do the free month gimmick. So you sign up for 30 days. So they're trying to sell you on, hey, stay, because this is what's coming up and all this crap. I'm okay with it because hey, you're paying $10 compared to $75.
Yeah.
You want to throw a commercial in every between, fine. It's a lot better than paying $75 and still having commercials because that's what they were doing at the end of before the network, anyways.
Right.
All right. So Alexa, Nia Jax for the
Quickly, let's go
for
quick on
the
this
Raw
I think Alexa's
Championship.
keeping the belt, but Nia wins. It's like a DQ thing.
Okay.
Sure.
Don't care. All right. This is one that we would have had high hopes for until we saw her acting like she was constipated when put through a table. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
She got put through a table?
Yes, on Monday. And she had the look of, I'm hurt, but I'm angry, but I'm hurt.
She didn't know if she was supposed to sell or be angry.
And she was grabbing
doing
her
both.
abdomen after she got thrown through, and she looked like she was like menopausing or had diarrhea.
you remember
Did
Ms.
she
Girl?
pull a Beavis? My liver.
No, it was worse. She
Do you
didn't say
remember?
anything.
Do you remember Ms. Girl when Miz won the title and they showed that girl because she was like all mad in the crowd? That little like 9-10-year-old girl.
Sure.
That was her
really
face
bad.
when she was selling Ronda
Okay.
Rousey. That was her face. Ron and Kurt.
Everyone was worried about her in-ring being up, but then we hear her talk and act, and holy crap, we might have totally blown this.
So here's the deal. Trips ain't gonna lose. Everybody knows that.
no.
Have you seen the list? He's on the top 5 people losing all time at WrestleMania.
The last time they
That's 'cause
did
he's
something
been
big,
on
they
so many
lost.
goddamn
Well, right, that's
WrestleManias.
true too. But
Because he lost the last time they did the whole NWO DX thing.
No, he didn't.
no, he didn't.
I thought
He
they
won.
lost.
He beat Sting.
He
in
beat
that match.
Sting, which was the stupidest goddamn thing
that's
they
what
could have
he's-
done because he's a Miz.
Then they got the heat back at the end. That's right.
And that's what I think is going to happen here. Is Trips pins Kurt,
And
but
she just
then
snaps. Then she goes after Steph or something.
yeah, exactly.
I 100% predict heel turn for Ronda Rousey because they're realizing she's not going to be able to act as a good face. She's going to go heel.
And join them?
She is going to join them 100%.
but the most important thing.
That's my prediction.
Is that the game goes over?
What's the entrance is going to be like?
Wow, that's gonna be interesting.
Because
The game's gotta have the entrance, pal.
yeah, he's a top star.
What movie's coming out that he can
Nothing.
manipulate this time?
Jumanji.
No. No Terminator coming out.
No Terminators coming
Rampage.
out.
It'll be something stupid. He'll get the police escort again, or
I mean, he can come down as Black Panther, I guess.
that would be amazing.
All right, so I say heel turn. Trips and Stephanie win with the help of Ronda.
I think it's Ronda and Kurt just gonna win.
Ronda and Kurt
I
gonna
say
win.
Trips over on Kurt. Ronda gets her heat back at the end.
Okay, so I'm the only one predicting turn. I think they have to with her because
It
she
makes
can
sense,
mean
but
mug,
we're
but she
talking
can't
Vince McMahon
act.
here.
She can't act.
Well, listen.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Hard pass.
You
All
should say
right.
Vince every time.
This
Vince
is
McMahon
on the
wins.
pre-show. This is on the 1 hour before on the USA Network for free. That people thought it should be on the main show, but I understand why it's not.
'Cause we
Cedric
need-
Alexander versus Mustafa Ali for Cruiserweight Championship.
I don't know who either of these people are.
I don't follow the cruiserweights at all, so this one's 100% your prediction.
I'm going with Cedric Alexander.
Okay.
I don't know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I realize they put it on the pre-show because they need to get people to watch and they know it's going to be a good match. I do know that both guys are really solid workers. So why not put that on instead of a
and they're
stupid...
both baby faces. They're the finals of the tournament. They did a 16-person tournament to get here. And
they didn't put Gulak in that thing?
that was the big prediction, and then Mustafa kind of stuck in and won that. And so, like, yeah.
Okay.
All right, now we're getting into some decent matches here. The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor. Triple threat for the IC Championship.
Ooh, that sounds good. I didn't know that was happening.
That is going to be a decent match.
Well, as long as freaking Seth doesn't buckle bomb anybody, then it'll be a decent match.
There will be a buckle bomb into the to the barricade like SummerSlam, because they're already teasing that. They're in the build up that he wants to put Finn. They're gonna redo that whole thing like they did.
Oh yeah, because that worked out well.
Right, exactly.
Hey, well, we all know that looked like it was mostly Finn's fault.
Oh yeah. No,
well, yeah, because
he said that
back,
himself.
but you know, whatever.
This is a tough one.
The Miz over.
No, I don't think so. Finn, because he's been jobbing all the time leading up to it, so he's going to get the win. And then Miz wins it back and completes his I'm the longest reigning champion of all time. And he ties Jericho, I think, for 9 wins.
I really don't know who to go with this, so...
Well, you see... Well,
they're doing that big... There's also a rematch for in a ladder match at that Greatest Royal Rumble thing going on in Saudi Arabia, which is where I think it changes back to Miz. So that's why I think Finn's going to get the win here.
I could see that happening. The Miz Taraj, doing the whole powder out, letting Miz win, but do they do that on... See, back in the day, you could say they wouldn't do that on a Mania, but now you're not paying $75. It's $10, so they don't care anymore.
Right. It's a big show, but it's not the be-all to end-all anymore.
I want to go Finn, but I'm going to say Miz. I think that he lets Miz keep it.
All right. Moving on.
I'm going to go with Finn.
Excellent.
Just because it's a Star Wars name.
The possible match, which is going to happen, obviously. John Cena versus Undertaker.
I know you don't follow me on Twitter. Well, you do, but you probably I don't.
Not on Twitter. I do, but I don't go on Twitter.
But my prediction is not.
I mean, I'm on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter. I know that this is something's going to happen with them, but what I put up there is this has just been a tease, and John Cena is really just going to marry Nikki Bella at the show.
Oh my God! What a horrible turn of events that would be.
I have a prediction. There's no merit behind this prediction because I don't follow anything.
Right.
But I think you get John Cena in the ring calling out The Undertaker, and you get the return of Samoa Joe.
Ooh, I'd like that.
I wouldn't mind that. People also think Samoa Joe might be the partner of Braun.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's the other one that's been rumored.
But I wouldn't mind that. That'd be great. I mean,
it'd be a good swerve.
Not even just a swerve.
It'd be a good match too. Better than Taker.
It would be a good match, and it'd be great for Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, what better way to come in as a heel? Even more so, come back. But I mean, everyone predicts Undertaker with Kid Rock and all that.
I think it's going to happen, but it's going to be like a segment. It's not going to be a match. Like, Cena's in the crowd. Charlie goes out to interview him. Hey, John, you're in the crowd. What do you feel about being in the crowd? And then that pussy Undertaker. And then Kid Rock comes out.
Whoa! This is a family show.
What are you going to say on TV? Come on now.
This is a match I have zero interest in.
Shoot.
Whatsoever. I don't even know what's going to happen, nor do I care.
All right, moving on.
Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Owens and Zayn. And I think if Zayn and Owens lose, they will remain fired from SmackDown.
Correct.
So I think they lose and go to Raw.
I agree with that 100%.
I predict...
They're doing a shake-up soon anyways, aren't they?
Well, they are, but the big tease is that Daniel is really joining them.
I don't think they do that.
Yeah, the heel turn.
Yeah.
Which is the stupidest...
I don't think they do that right away.
Ever do, which is why they're going to do it.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I feel like Daniel needs to get the...
Or is the swerve McMahon goes heel, Awesome, and joins them, rehires them.
I mean, that can be the case.
And then that's his new feud is
Daniel Bryan against the Authority
again. Them again.
Yeah, against them.
And because there is going to be a new GM, because he's going to be off of that job, obviously, once
correct
goes by.
So that's my prediction.
Sure.
All right, now the good stuff. Well, at least one good stuff. One of the three is all right.
Well, this is gonna be Dan's.
We're gonna do that one last.
Okay.
All right, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship.
Now, how much stock do you put in the Dana White stuff that came out today?
That he's going back to UFC.
UFC.
I buy it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think he does this for an angle. Dana White doesn't particularly think very fond of the WWE. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much certain that Roman...
He's got like a love-hate relationship with them. He loves them because he's getting people and getting pay-per-view buys from them, but hates it because they also take them away.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it seems too obvious that Roman's winning.
I mean, it would be awesome if Lesnar wins and then he just drops the belt and says, I'm leaving. Like, that would be awesome.
Or, yeah, I kind of think something like that's going to happen where Brock comes in and beats Roman, and then like the next night... Strowman or something challenges him and wins the belt at the you know, because the Mania, the Raw after Mania is like the big thing too.
This is where, like, as much as I hate the whole Money in the Bank crap is, but
that's where
this is where you need it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened 3 years ago.
Exactly.
Seth Rollins showed it during that match,
but
how many more years do we get Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania? Like, it's run its course. Let's do something different.
Because it seems too obvious that Roman's winning, I'm going to say Brock is winning. And something will happen, maybe on Raw, but...
Well, I said this before, that Roman's too... You know, like when they went against Triple H, and I'm like, but it's going to happen anyway, so Roman's winning.
Or something's happening during the show.
To happen.
Something's going to happen where it's not going to be Roman
Well,
Reigns
doesn't
winning.
Brock still have to give up like a 60-day suspension or something like that?
Correct,
so he
but
has
you
to go...
do that while you're training.
What do you mean? He's been off TV for like 90 days.
Well, no, but you have to be registered
to fight.
You're saying for UFC.
For UFC, right.
I got you.
So he might win and then ride out the rest of his suspension while champion.
I think by the end of WrestleMania week, which is Tuesday, I think he will not be champion.
He will not be champion.
But I don't
know if he's leaving WrestleMania with I think
I'm going to go with Lesnar on this one.
All right.
All right. Moving on.
All right. Charlotte versus Asuka.
For the SmackDown Women's Championship.
This is a woman they should never give a microphone to because she cannot speak a lick of English besides what they tell her on how to pronounce it.
Well, I'm gonna say this with both this one and then the last one that we're gonna talk about. One of them will be a new champion.
Okay.
I don't think they'll do both.
You don't see the Land of the Rising Suns?
I do not see that
Not
happen.
twice.
Okay.
I see Asuka winning, Nakamura losing.
I agree with Dan 100%.
Okay. I don't know who's going to win this one.
I mean, it's.
I think something happens.
But I think Asuka has a lot more behind her than Nakamura does.
I don't know if they have the gall to do it and not let this match play out, but I could see them not letting this match play out and Carmella cashing in.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe cash in on Charlotte, pin it, wins. Asuka takes her out, pins her, wins. Something like that.
Well,
because the match never ended.
Well, no, but if she cashes in during the match, they just make it a triple threat. And
which
could wins,
right,
she
but
wins the match.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because that's what they did with. There's already precedent for that with Seth.
Yep.
Because she's had that. She's had that
290
belt
something
too long,
days,
or the briefcase too long.
Yeah, she's officially the longest person to hold the Money in the Bank briefcase.
So I'm not sure where they go with that. So I will. This is tough. I'll say Asuka wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally, what everyone's looking forward to: AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think it'll be a very good match, but I think AJ's retaining the title.
I would agree. It'll be match of the night.
I just think that Vince is going to be like, yeah, Nakamura's my guy. Nope.
Yep.
He doesn't sell the merch. AJ sells the merch. And Nakamura, I mean, look at the build. It hasn't really been a build.
Well, the reason I look at this as maybe Nakamura is I know that they've tried to get AJ over to Raw once before, and he didn't want to, and he begged and pleaded, and they let him stay. But they're to the point now they need someone else for Roman. And unfortunately, that's who they keep having their eyes on.
Well, that's why I think Miz is winning the Intercontinental title, because I think Finn can go up with Roman as a heel.
Yeah. Because he's got the club with him.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
And AJ doesn't, that's why you don't need AJ anymore, because you got Finn. Finn's with the Gallows and Anderson.
But they're also, like I said, they're also doing a shakeup soon, which.
Yeah, but AJ's kind of immersed himself in the Undertaker role on SmackDown. He's the SmackDown guy now.
Now, could you even put AJ with a title over to to Raw and
Sure,
take that title and put
Roman
that over.
Yeah, Roman could come to SmackDown. The Universal title could just come to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I just don't want to see AJ over there and just get buried like would happen.
Yeah. It's hard to say, but I do think
SmackDown does need some shakeup because it's the same stories that we've been getting for the last
they've only got
8
like
months.
3 or 4 workers over there. Like everybody else is.
Yeah.
You know.
3/4 of the rosters over on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, the card itself isn't horrendous. It's just...
It's better than last year's.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
The potential's there. Depends on what happens.
It's just too long. It's 7 hours.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, everybody complains about all the matches, but I'm like, they've done 14 matches at Manias before and not gone 7 hours.
Right.
It's just every match now gets super entrances, you know.
Oh, well, and then you have 2 Royal Rumbles. Well, Battle Royals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they, pre-show stuff. I don't
Brock
know
and Roman won't be a
hours,
long match.
Oh, and to close this out here, my wife wanted me to tell you this. Have you seen the new action figures targeted to girls?
Yeah, the Barbie-looking ones that they have for the girls.
Well, not only that, but they have the divas, or women, or whatever the hell they're calling them nowadays. The girls.
Yeah.
And they have 2 different options. You get two choices.
Okay.
You can either have the action figure for the grand entrance, or you can have the action figure for the backstage segment.
Oh.
They have no ring.
No.
Or any remote, like, idea of wrestling for the...
That much... and
I'm like, wait a minute. If you're a girl and you like wrestling, you probably like the wrestling part.
You think so? Sure.
I just thought it was a little sexist.
They're just Barbie dolls with their likenesses on them.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if they're the size of Barbie dolls, the ring would be like this big.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably Charlotte would be accurate.
And then all the boys are going to buy the ring that's this big because they want to put all 150 of their action figures in it.
All right.
Well, that's kind of cool, though, I guess, if they did.
So, just one quick thing. I watched Bloodsport today. Matt Riddle. You know who Matt Riddle is? YouTube?
No.
The top indie guy? No. All the matches were MMA style. There was no ropes. So there's a ring, no ropes. And the only way to win was knockout submissions. They like Dan Severn
we've had a few matches, no ropes, but that's not because we wanted to.
No, I mean there was no ropes up at all. None of the 3 were up. It was an interesting concept. It was, you know, they're trying to push it that it was a new concept, a new, never been done before rule sanctions.
So what was it? Knockout or submission?
Knockout or submission. Yep. They're a little loose with the knockout. You know, like you know who Eddie Kingston is?
Yeah.
He does the back fist to the future.
Right, yeah.
He did that, and the referee
you
called
can't use
it.
a closed fist in wrestling.
Well, there's no disqualifications or none of that. So they just because there's chokes and all that available. But like if you put somebody to sleep, it's considered to be a knockout, not a submission, that kind of thing.
Can't answer the bell. It's a knockout.
It was interesting concept. I like that. It was decent.
Well, it takes away a lot of the high spots that people went down.
There wasn't. It was all quick. Nothing was real long. Riddle went against. I
kind of feel like it would be a boring MMA match because it's.
Well, it's planned, right? So there's spots. There's, you know, it's quick. You know, there's no rounds or anything like that. I mean, nothing was more than like 10 minutes, I don't think. But
interesting. Something different.
I got the replay if you guys want to watch it. We can.
All right, so next week
we'll probably talk about the show next week.
We'll probably do a little bit of that. It'll probably be super bitter.
Well,
because this guy will be back too, so it will be extra super bitter because we'll be bitter about the show, and then he'll be bitter about us being bitter.
Oh God, I'll be bitter about all the shows. Huh?
And he'll watch the replay and be bitter that we talked about Disney for half an hour.
That's true.
At least it wasn't the NFL.
And then Patrick will have 4 shows to be bitter on because I'm sure he'll watch the Ring of Honor, which would probably be decent. I'm sure there will be like an Evolve show, which
I bought the package, but I'm not planning on watching.
Then I don't know what other companies are running.
Beyond Wrestling at Midnight. I'll be checking that out here in a couple hours.
Okay.
All right.
So it's a whole bunch of wrestling this weekend
Joey
for Patrick.
Spring Break 2 tomorrow night at midnight.
Have fun, Patrick.
This is so Patrick's Christmas right now.
Super excited.
I'm going to pass on all of that.
All right, we'll see you next week, folks.